Dude, was my mic unmuted for that whole rapping? Or no? Oh, dude, I thought I muted my mic. Bro. They got to use Welch's fruit snacks.
Man, I thought you were opening cards.
No, I thought I muted. Like, it came putting the weapon Oh yeah. Little bangaroos. I love it. Yeah. What's up, guys? Happy Thursday, right? Thursday, June 2nd, 2022. It is the NBA Finals. Game 1 tonight. The Boston Celtics taking on Josh's Golden State Warriors. And, yeah, it's nice to have some NBA back. Although this is going to be the last, 2 weeks of NBA until late October. I don't know when they're doing the season launch this year, but yeah, we're gonna have time. We're gonna have nothing but time until the next NBA season. So in the meantime, fill in the cracks here with WNBA coverage. A lot of baseball and then football a couple months away. So we'll have some fun with that. But hopefully we'll make it a profitable NBA Finals. Shout out to the live chat already hanging out. Let me pull up there. All right, Limited Monday, Carlos Manzo, Mike Haberman. Carlos says, I'm here because I need to pay my mortgage. Yeah, hey man, just all in. That's how Josh gets by, bro. Josh is Steve Mitchell in the chat. What up, Steve? Says Celtics in 7 for real. I'm sure they blow out Golden State. Ooh, okay. All right. Side bets, anyone on the blowout? I'll take I don't know. The blowout here in this, I don't know. We'll see. I'd rather I'd see the blowout at home, right? It seems like the home teams, right? Steve says, go ahead if you want a real challenge in MLB The Show. Let me know you can't quit when I'm up 6 runs and say you can't come back. If you want a real challenge in MLB The Show, let me know you can't quit. I'm up 6 runs and say you can't come back. Oh man. Yeah, man. If you're on the show, hit me up. Hit me up on Twitter. I'll play. What up, Corey? What up, Underrated? You guys doing all right? I'm Gun. Twitter.com/Gundacker. I guess I kind of buried. I don't know. Maybe we should have talked to each other before I went straight to chat. Was that rude? Are you offended? My bad. Don't be offended. I'm talking to you, Josh. Hello,
I
Josh.
thought
How are
I,
you?
I thought you were talking to chat. My bad. Good man. I'm just really nervous about today. This is the one team besides Memphis that I was most concerned about, and this Warriors.
Yeah, Celtics really doggone good. It's a great offense against a great defense. Unstoppable force, immovable object. All the cliches count here. So hopefully we'll get basketball that is different than what this playoff experience has been. I think
Yeah,
we will. You think it's going
we
to be?
will.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think because how bad the Celtics offense can be at times, and just go really, and then I think their defense is always going to show up and clamp down. So it could just be a low scoring battle for I think a lot of the games.
Yeah, I could see both defenses locking in and
Yeah.
stuff getting thick down the stretch. So I'll be on that. All games and fun games. See when you stopped game on Twitch. Josh, I know you stopped the game on Twitch. Um, I mean, I might have quit to not. I don't like to waste my bullpen on MLB The Show. So if I know I'm losing, I'm just gonna let him have it, so I don't have the torched arms. What up, D Jack? Need to hit tonight, or my grandmother's kicking me out. Man, whew. Uh, what up, Aguita? Y'all doing all right, boys? So yeah, let's open up the PrizePicks underdog boards for tonight. Do we have WNBA tonight? Just one game?
And we can go over a few plays at the end if you want.
I mean, it's up to you. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Just we'll just throw a couple in if you want to mix and match.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, we've got Celtics at the Warriors, 213.5 total, 4 point spread for the home team Warriors. So, I think the Celtics could blow out a game, like I was saying to Steve. I think if that happens, I think the home team, right? The home team blowouts has been kind of more of the common denominator in these lopsided games. God dang, we already got the bots. I think it's just you, Josh. I think I did a 2 hour baseball stream yesterday or the day before. No bots. As soon as you go on the air, boom, they're back. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blame you.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take it.
Carlos says I need to pay my mortgage or I'll lose my house, alligator, and my family. Pet alligators, man. Josh, you ever eaten alligator?
Uh, I might have when I visited some friends in Florida. I can't remember. Tried a bunch of different stuff.
Bro, when I was like
Frog
18,
legs. Hmm.
I was I don't know, I binge watched Swamp People. You ever seen that show where they hunt alligators?
Hmm.
Chewed them a little bit. Chewed them. And then I was like, man, I kind of want to taste alligator now. And there was really not really a lot of places to buy alligator. And I was in Dallas. Like I went to like a Rizzoli's or something, and then they have like alligator tail dipped. It tastes like chicken, rubbery chicken. It's pretty good. Um, Warriors at home today. We do got a couple guys on the injury tag. Let me pull up the Celtics. We got Robert Williams with a Q tag, the Time Lord. We've known that. He's been game to game all playoffs. You would assume that this is the most recovery time that he's really seen since being out. So I feel like we would lean to him being in for at least for this one. You could certainly see him not play a game or two based on soreness and travel, but. I'd be leaning in on Robert Williams, and then the Warriors also have several bits and pieces of news for their injury report. Gary Payton probable, Andre Iguodala questionable, and so is Otto Porter. So let me ask you this: what is Payton, Iguodala, and Porter? What are the different scenarios that mean something to you? Would a guy like Andre Iguodala maybe not a big factor in the regular season. But a veteran presence, especially a former Finals MVP, he might be somebody that Curry leans on as a veteran guy to get some run. Or Otto Porter's absence, we've seen that kind of result in a Kuminga appearance, and you might even see a JTA size spot. What are you waiting for, or what does Iggy or Otto Porter being in or out mean to you, if anything, for the finals? Because let's be honest, finals could just be a lot of 40-minute 6-man rotations, right?
Yeah, so I mean, you've seen they run a pretty tight rotation. I mean, with just bench guys like White and Payne Pritchard come off the bench and Grant Williams. So their rotation is a pretty tight 8-man rotation. But I think this is huge. These guys for these three guys that be joining the Warriors back with Gary Payton, Iggy, and Otto, because I mean Kerr could run a bunch of different packages, and I think he will do that throughout this entire series and adjust based on how the series and matchups going. Otto definitely going to be in there for his 3-point shooting. So if they're trailing, and then Iggy, he can be a clamped down defender even at his older age now. I mean, when he was playing in that Nuggets series, playoff series, he was looking pretty good for his neck injury. I think he's going to be huge. I think a guy who comes in key minutes, like closing time when they need to have a stop and get him on Tatum. If the Warriors have a slight edge or lead in the late fourth, even if he plays limited, 10 to 12 minutes, I think those 10 to 12 minutes are going to be key for defense. And then Gary Payton will probably pick up a lot of minutes for his defensive prowess, and especially help guarding. And Payton is underrated for his offense ability and his pick and roll action with Steph. So the Warriors lead the league all season long in playoffs and cutting to the basket points. And all that's because all the defense that gets drawn to Steph out in the perimeter, and that pick and roll where Steph looks for the cutter, whether it's Gary Payton or Wiggins, they get such easy dunks and layups. So having Gary Payton see him get those easy dunks, and he's like scratching his head, like, how was I that open? I think that's gonna be key for the offense, because then the Celtics are gonna have to probably press the perimeter less, which could open things up for Steph even more so. So yeah, those three guys are big. I think the biggest question mark I have today, and being game one, it's so hard to predict what's going to happen. But I think the biggest
You keep cutting out, man. Your Wi-Fi, your McDonald's Wi-Fi, chopping in and out. You're good now,
is
though.
it okay. So the two biggest question marks overall surrounding this series for me is, one, do the Celtics double Steph like most teams do, or especially for game one, do they just say, okay, our defense and our switching is so good that we don't need to double him, and we can just constantly, and even when they're rotating the ball and Steph's off ball screens and everything, just try to hunt him down with guys like Smart and White. So I'm curious to see that. If they don't double him, it makes me like Steph's points even more today. But the second question is, I think it's going to be key, is which team doesn't turn the ball over the most. So both these teams in this in this playoff run have the highest turnover rate, just turning it over so much. And I think it's going to be key and who can turn the ball over the least. And I think that team will probably prevail, for sure. I think because they're so tightly matched. The Celtics defense is perfect for this, for the Warriors rotation offense and motion offense. So those are the two big things I want to look out for on game one. But those things we won't know until it plays out tonight.
Yeah, and that's kind of the reset button here, right? I know we were discussing some of the minute rotations from the last series. Well, they could just straight up have different game plans based on the matchups, right? The Mavs' weaknesses are not the Celtics' weaknesses, right? Points in the paint are so different. So Kerr and Celtics same way. Their game plan for the Miami Heat not going to be the same for the Golden State Warriors. So maybe we don't overcommit to some of the supplementary guys in their minute rotations. Like for instance, Kevin Looney. In this spot, there's still size on the Celtics front court, and Looney had a career stretch in that playoff series against the Mavs. Are you taping your expectations here, whereas maybe the casual fan doesn't?
Yeah, I think he'll still be needed big time, especially for his rebounding, and I think he can help out on switch Tatum too. And Tatum is being aggressive and driving. Looney wingspan and length is good for
Yeah.
Tatum in the paint.
All right. Well, that's our
Yeah.
that's that's the intro here. Let's start looking at the board. Let's start at the Boston side. I'm gonna pull up PrizePicks and Underdog stat. You know the drill, man. If you're not on PrizePicks, you're not on Underdog. You should be. Both great apps to do your prop hunting, and then also if you use code GUNDACKER on either site, they'll double your first deposit up to $100. So you get to jack up that bankroll and get her going, man. I got the Slack app open and it just like distracted me. So let's pull up the Celtics board here. And I don't know if you saw yesterday, Underdog rolled out a kind of new aesthetic way to display all the props, and I love it. For instance, we pull up the props for this game. Jason Tatum has all of his props listed in like one little box. You don't have to scroll down, scroll down. Yeah, it's more of an aesthetic thing, but it's so much more convenient. So definitely shout out to Underdog for adding that. Just makes it that much easier to access. When it comes to Jason Tatum, he has 10 props on the PrizePicks board. Looking through some of the more notable ones for Tatum and then the rest of the Celtics. Tatum is at 26.5 real points again. This is something I've seen all over the place today. I've had a couple group DMs. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen it on YouTube. Apparently, this 26.5 points is less than the market at pretty much everywhere else. A lot of places listen him at 28.5. So some implied value for Jason Tatum, if that's your thing. At 26.5 points, they also list him at 5 assists, 39.5 PRA, 44 fantasy points. Taking a peek at my spreadsheet, I've got Tatum 56, so I got a 12-point lean on that one. I don't mind jumping in on that. 2 blocks and steals for Tatum. Looking over at Jaylen Brown, 2.5 3-pointers made. That's a fun one. 2.5 turnovers. Also fun, 32.5 PRA. Marcus Smart on the board. 14.5 points for him. 5.5 assists. 2 turnovers. 2 threes. Looking at Al Horford, 3 assists, 9 rebounds, 10.5 points. Tomorrow, Josh, as you noted, his birthday. We had a fun chat about that. 31.
Yeah, him and Otto are birthday brothers.
31 fantasy points for Horford. I've got him projected at 38, so slight lean on the over there. And then the Time Lord, he should be able to go. A lot of fun props for him. 23 fantasy points, which means if we chop that in half, what do we get? An 11.5, maybe 12 on the tax for the first half. In the first half for Time Lord, it's been more of the line that we go after because there are stretches where he doesn't play in the fourth quarter, so the bulk of his stuff comes in the first half. So if you get that even split on full game fantasy, well, he's going to get more run in the first half anyway. So that's been our strategy on attacking props for Robert Williams. Grant Williams also on the board. Hey, man, easy money sniper part 2. Maybe he gets those threes back up here. He's at 7.5 points, 15 fantasy points. And then Derek White talked about, some of those minute rotations. What can we take away from the Heat series? And is it the same going forward? I think Derek White is probably the safest in terms of expecting his involvement in his early game rotation, especially in the first half going forward. He's at 8 points, half a steal, 17 fantasy points, 13.5 PRA. So that's a light look at the top of the board. Now let's dive a little bit deeper, Josh. What are you taking away? I'll get my list ready on my side, but what are you starting to put together on props to attack on the Celtics? We'll start with the full game, and then we'll talk about the merits of the first half.
Yeah, full game. I know it's the obvious way to go, but I think everything's going to run through Tatum tonight, because I think Steve has watched probably a lot of game film on these playoff series for the Celtics, and they have seen the Celtics half court offense really struggle. It's their biggest weakness, and a big reason for this is when Tatum is the primary ball handler, and he's just walking it up and making the decisions, which are not good a lot of times. He turns it over, and he will tend to play at a slower pace too when he's the ball handler and playing that ball hog role where he's just trying to get to a spot on the elbow jumper. And I think the Warriors are going to let him probably just get his points and do his thing and just try to shut down all the other secondary guys from three and scoring in the paint. So I think Tatum can really thrive in scoring today. So I'm in agreement with you on that 26.5 points. I think, the Celtics, what they're best at with their offense is transition offense, especially when they cause turnovers and when they get long rebounds and basically shots that are shot turnovers by the other team. We saw it against the Bucks and the Heat. A lot of their points and Spurs good offense came off of transition. So I think it just depends on how their offense shows up today. It's been so up and down in the playoffs, like I said. And yeah, it's looked really bad at times. So they're gonna have to score though against the Warriors, that's for sure. So I'm gonna stick with Tatum's 26.5 points, and then his free throws. I think are definitely in play. You got a lot of foul happy guys and Draymond and Looney, and I looked at the officials tonight, and it's Mark Davis and John Goble. They're not friendly to the Warriors. Not a good history. Mark Davis, Draymond had that recent game where he almost got ejected by Mark Davis, and and Draymond called him out after the game for calling that foul on Andrew Wiggins' poster dunk, and so he has some beef with Mark Davis. And Marcus Smart has some beef with Mark Davis as well. So there are some interesting bets out there going on, and who gets to tech first between Smart and in this official crew game environment. So I think there's going to be a lot of fouls to be had, especially game one. These teams are going to be filling each other out. So I like Tatum's. If you want a lower line for him, I think the 6.5 free throws are definitely in play. And then other full game props, I like Jaylen Brown's rebound because I think there's going to be a lot of three balls going up. And yeah, he's getting those long rebounds, and he's been efficient on the glass overall in these playoffs. And then I think you can consider Marcus Smart's 5.5 assists if you're going to play Tatum's 26.5 points. I think it's a good, strong pairing. I think Smart, I think it's a pretty low line for him for a guy who tends to lead the team in assists. But yeah, this team doesn't have a true point guard, so it can switch between him and Tatum. And then Derek White can come in and pick up, and Horford play makes as well. But I think the 5.5 is pretty low for him. And then his block and steal is always in play, especially against the Warriors, who turn it over a lot and are very careless with the ball, especially in the first half. So I think you could go with his assist or that 1.5 block steal. And then I'm curious to see if we get any 3-point props for Grant Williams. So what their main weakness on defense? So they're overall underrated, solid defense, but their main weakness is covering the corner threes. You saw it against the Mavs, which, I mean, that's their bread and butter, but the Mavs are just draining threes in the corner, and it's been like that all season. Grant Williams thrives in the corner. It's kind of like a PJ Tucker 3-point shooter.
So I mean, what's the line that you'd be looking for? 1.5,
1.5.
1.5?
Yeah,
I don't think they give you 1.5. Right?
I mean, that's what he's been at. I mean, Al Horford's at 1.5, but he at the top of the perimeter because he's running the pick and roll action and setting up plays. So I'd be more interested in Grant, who's going to be taking those corner threes. But yeah,
I love this little search function. No, Underdog has made this so easy. Anyway, sorry.
Very fine. And I'm gonna hold off on Al's props because I just want to see how he fits in this series. The 2 games they played this season, Al didn't play in one of the games, and the other game he wasn't much of a factor, and I just think I think he was really key in these other series in the Eastern Conference because he was really needed for his size and length against guys like Giannis and Jimmy Butler and KD. But Warriors don't really have that. Warriors, it's all motion offense where the ball's constantly moving and not staying in one person's hand for too long. No ISO ball. Um, yeah, so I just want to see how series and how much of a role he's going to play actually, and especially on the defensive side, his stock potential. So I'm going to hold off on him, I think, for game one. But I get it. I mean, he's been productive this entire playoffs. If you want to get on his fantasy points or his 3-point prop. But yeah, that's it for full game. And then I do have some first half leans.
All right. I have Horford for 38, so I'm over on the fantasy. That would probably be the blanket. We know we can get blocks, but like you said, Warriors have such a knack for just passing until you got to your shot that you want. So it's not as 1-to-1 as some of these previous spots. So yeah, I agree with that. Before we go into the first half props, I'm going to ask you: have you been dabbling in these first 6-minute props? And if so, is there anything in this game more so on the Celtics side that stood out to you?
I have not tried it out for the first time in WNBA yesterday, and that didn't go too well.
0 for 11, bro. 0
Yeah,
for
over 11.
11.
I think it just shows that the volatility and how much of a dice roll it is. I mean, I know it's all these props are gambling, but
So I mean, like, especially for the Warriors, they one of the lines is, will the starters hit over 1.5 threes in the first 6 minutes? Like, there are certain teams where you just like, oh, you're gonna give me odds on Curry, Clay, guys like that. But the keyword there is starters. So like if Jordan Poole checked in or something immediately off the bench, or Otto Porter, and they start chucking, that doesn't count. And the other one was 2-point field goals made in the first 6 minutes with Boston and Golden State. And these are two teams that, they're not just winning the jump ball and playing street ball. They got plays set up for the first couple possessions. So these are some lines that I'm really, really tempted by. But yeah, I'm with you. I want to see it play out a little bit more. But I'd be somewhat interested in the Warriors threes. And they also have free throws made in the first 6 minutes at 1.5. So basically one shooting foul that doesn't go in. And you mentioned referee, and that also limited to starters. But if there's ever a time for banking on 40-minute starters, it's the NBA Finals. I could see a Tatum driving to the rack, Draymond quick whistle, man. So 1.5 free throws is an intriguing one, but this is not bonus territory. It has to be shooting fouls, but I definitely think it's possible with some of the scrappers involved in this one, and some of the whistles, the zebras involved, like you said. Would you Boston 1.5 free throws first 6 minutes? Really, either side, but Boston is really intriguing.
yeah, I would go with Boston, and that would probably be the only one I feel somewhat comfortable in because the other ones, I mean, the Warriors have been so up and down the first half, and I think it's 50-50. Like
Yeah.
they're going to come out hot or they're going to come out cold, like we've seen them do a lot in these playoffs.
All right, let's matriculate on to the first half props. I would assume you want to begin discussion on Robert Williams,
Sure.
who is listed at 11.5 first half fantasy prop line. Now the last 2 games plummeted completely. This is a different series. This is not Bam Adebayo, PJ Tucker, stuff like that, but it is still a high energy, high stock potential guy in Robert Williams. So that is a line I do like, and like I said, I definitely think there's a path to Robert Williams playing the bulk of his minutes in the first half today, and we might see a fourth quarter lineup that is like Horford, Grant Williams, or Tatum at the 4, something like that, with 3 guard sets. Like I can see them trying to combat Poole, Clay, Curry with Derek White, Smart, and Jaylen Brown, and stretching out Tatum and Horford.
Yeah, totally. Because like the Warriors, when they close out their unit, they'll run a 3-guard set with Poole, Clay, and Steph, and I think the Celtics are going to match that with White getting more run probably.
Either
and
White
closing.
or if like Peyton Pritchard's on fire,
Right. Yeah, it depends on the game script. Yeah, by a large margin, then yeah, I could see Peyton getting the run for his 3-point shooting. But I think if it's a close game, I think White makes the most sense to close to match the Warriors 3-guard set.
Yeah,
I think Grant Williams is too slow. He's not ideal for his defensive strategy and his usual role. Like he was needed, like I said, in those other games against those lengthy attack forwards. So that's just my hunch.
yeah, I agree. So anyway, I mean, are you interested in this Robert Williams first half, 11.5?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I know he's questionable, but he can only be getting more healthy, right? Or is it? I mean, maybe
So,
it's just something that's
so my impression was that first of all, he's an absolute beast for even playing after the
right.
meniscus stuff. But from what I was reading during the series, that it was a game to game thing, depending on how he felt. And there were games where he missed, skip a game, play a game, stuff like that. Well, they've had like a week off, right? So like I feel like this is the ultimate recovery period where they've had plenty of time for him to do what it does to get him do what he needs to do to get ready for game one. Obviously, that's just a speculation on my part, but I feel like he would be ready for this one. And like you said, more recovery, more opportunity. So I like even if he sat game two, I feel like game one has been probably his best shot to be ready and to be the healthiest he's been. Tilted upper inflection as you continue speaking. So yeah, I'd be fine with grabbing that. I'll put it on
Yeah,
the list.
I'd probably just go with the fantasy because, yeah, I mean, his 3.5 points. The Warriors actually led the league, and especially in these playoffs, in points at the rim, least amount. So they're right there in the top 5, which is kind of think about it. But I just think, yeah, I think with Draymond being down there and all this help defense that he provides makes it a little more difficult. But yeah, I think Robert should rack up the rebounds and stock potential here.
All right. And you said he's not the only first half guy you're looking at. I have a hunch Derek White's the other. It could because I'm
Yeah.
subscribed to the Gundacker Gaming YouTube channel, like I know everyone else out there is, and I watched the first look video multiple times because I edited it. But I assume Derek White is one of your first half hunches, right or not?
Yeah, yeah, I like his 8.5 fantasy points. I noticed he plays, but I mean it's a new series. But last series he played a large portion of the second quarter, like 3/4 of it. And he will be going against Poole because that's when in the second quarter because Steph will play pretty much the entire first quarter, and then Poole will check in for Steph. And so it'll pretty much be Poole going at it with White. And Poole's turnover prone. I think White has steal potential here. So if you wanted to, you could also go with this 0.5 steal prop. I think that's pretty solid, especially if our theory is correct that he will a good portion of the fourth quarter. That steal prop is even more. But yeah, the 8.5 fantasy points with the Warriors, the way they play in the first half, very sloppy and can, be very turnover prone. I think the 8.5, if he gets one stock and then a bucket and a few peripherals, he can get there. So I like that. And then yeah, I think you can also consider his full game based on his 17 fantasy point what we said about him potentially closing out, but it's risky being game one, and we don't know how things are going to shake out.
Yeah, that's fair. This is fair. 100 plus of the coolest cats in all the YouTube prop betting hanging out with us. And it would be even cooler if they all smack that thumbs up button right now. We're at like 25. I think we can get 50, 60 in no time messing with these goats. I also know that we have a completely free Discord where there is jibber jabber and chat 24/7 on all of the major sports you prop bet on: WNBA, NBA, MLB. Yesterday, I posted my a slew of MLB stuff that I was interested in. And Dale, I always say flex only, don't be done, right? Dumb. Dale took 5 of those picks, $500 flex play, turned it into $5,000. So shout out to him, and shout out to any of you guys. There was other guys I saw in the Discord tail a lot of those picks, but obviously the 5,000 kind of stood out. So shout out to him. Let's see if I could. Oh, here we go. I'll pull it up on the main screen. So what I posted yesterday, and if you watched the live stream yesterday, this was all from the live stream. Scooble over fantasy points. Rafi Devers over 1.5 total bases. Mookie Betts made you sweat to like his third at bat, and then he homered in the ninth. Kyle Bradish over 4 strikeouts, and Rays and Rangers under half a run. $500 into 5K. So even sometimes baseball will come through hot. So if you guys want to be part of that, all that stuff I posted for free yesterday in the free Gundecker Gaming Discord. So be sure you're part of that. In the description below, there's a link. Click on that and join the crew, man. Just bring the positive vibes, and we got you, bro. We got you. Is there anything else we need to mention before we move on to the Warriors? So just as a short recap, based on our conversation so far, I've jotted down Tatum 26.5 real points, 6.5 free throws. Jaylen Brown 6.5 rebounds. Marcus Smart 5.5 assists, 1.5 blocks. And then first half for Time Lord, 11.5 fantasy points. Derek White 8.5 first half fantasy points. And then we can sweat half a steal. Did I miss anything?
And I think for White, you could also consider his 2.5 rebounds because he's a really good rebounding guard, and he's pretty big for a guard, being 6'4", 6'5". And if the Warriors are taking a lot of threes, it's even more rebound potential for him, especially if he plays a lot in the fourth quarter.
So Derek White rebounds?
Yeah, 2.5.
All right, 2.5. All right, and then let's take a peek at Underdog real quick. By the way, if you guys aren't an Underdog, code Gundecker when you sign up, double that first deposit. You guys know the drill. So comparative to some of these props that we've already sniped for PrizePicks. So for instance, Jay Smooth, appreciate that sub, man. Welcome to the channel. Jason Tatum, we're getting him at 26.5 points on PrizePicks. That may not last much longer, and I'm surprised it's still up. But at Underdog, they got him at 28.5, and that's been more of the line throughout the industry. So maybe act on that Tatum stuff sooner than later. You get that bucket discount. They also have Tatum at 48.15 fantasy points. I believe all of their lines are pretty much a little bit higher than PrizePicks. But one of the lines that is at least intriguing is the half a block for Tatum. And I think last time that was offered, you were kind of wishing it was on PrizePicks. Would you have interest in half a block for Jason Tatum today?
Yeah,
I guess it's a little bit. If I had to guess who would be on, it'd probably be on like Andrew Wiggins, but you know what I mean. But I mean, I guess he plays enough defense for 40 minutes that I'd take a shot.
Yeah, he can get a block on Clay too, because when Clay's been a more aggressive attacking the mid-range game, so there's block potential there. I think you'll see a lot of Clay today too.
Okay, and then we didn't. We'll talk about the Warriors here in a little bit, but looking at, I just wanted to cross-reference some of the lines that were taken on some of these guys versus some of their PrizePicks opportunities. Marcus Smart, for instance, he's already at 6 assists over there, so we're getting a better, softer line on PrizePicks. But if you're into unders, I like targeting them for unders, and then blocks and steals is not something they have. They have 4.5 rebounds. And then Derek White. They've got Derek White for half a steal as well. So that's a 1-to-1 thing that we can chase, and then we have them listing White at 3 rebounds, so that's supporting your over 2.5, and that's it. We'll leave it at that, and we'll go check out the Warriors side of this one. Warriors, make sure we have the full game up. Josh, what's the game script here? Are we down to the wire all 4 quarters within 8 points for 4 quarters?
Yes.
Okay.
I think just how good the Celtics defense is and how well they match up. Like if there's any defense that can give the Warriors problems, their offensive scheme, it's the Celtics. The way they can just all three or 4 defenders can play and cover pretty much every position. They're positionless defenders, so the switching is a lot easier.
My boy Big Bino. By the way, I saw Bino makes music, man. There's some good stuff out there. He made I saw a TikTok where he was rapping about it was a DFS show. It was pretty lit. Bino said, "If I ever want to know if my girl's cheating, I'm gonna just ask Josh because he know everything about anybody." You had those referees piped up, man. You don't got like a spreadsheet with game notes on what they're doing.
Just from watching every game, every playoff game.
Nerd. Underrated World says Tatum over rebounds. He had so many rebound opportunities the last 3 games, and he should get 40 minutes at least tonight. Would you be okay with taking a shot at Tatum's rebounds?
Sure. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, if with all the minutes, it makes sense. I just think like the Celtics, all those guys are live for rebounds, and it watered down and distributed out between all of them at times. So, and the Warriors have shown in these playoffs that they are one of the top rebounding teams now. They've been winning on the glass in pretty much every series. So, I want to see how it goes with the Celtics. That's one thing I'm not sure who's going to win on the glass predominantly. I think it's probably going to be pretty even if I had to guess between both teams.
You got the sex bots back, bro. I'm gonna need to.
Yeah.
I guess I just have to stop you from talking straight up. I think the bots read the voice waves or whatever, and that's when they start posting. I don't know. It was weird, right, babe? Right. Oh, what up, Zohair? Says Warriors. What's good, chat? Emerson says whoop whoop live Discord. Yeah, a lot of Discord homies in chat right now. I appreciate that. Look at all those brand G's, man. We got a purple G next to Sheriff, a red G next to Skimmer. I probably have a lot of the member stuff, like the permissions and the perks and all that, done up during this. I call it the off season, the couple of months between, the football start and then the end of basketball. So look out for maybe some new channel avatars and then some new channel emojis. Carlos said had to step out for a minute. Did I miss any good props? Yeah, we went through a bunch. Carlos, I don't know if you're in the free Discord, but we'll recap it here at the end of the stream. Mm-hmm. Emerson says it's Josh's Sex Panther that's bringing in. Josh, you wearing Sex Panther right now?
Nah.
Okay. I'm just checking. Hey, man, it's okay if you are. I'm just checking. Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight. Looking at the Golden State Warriors and the props on the board for them. We'll start with Steph Curry, 26.5 points for him as well. Matching Jason Tatum, 5.5 assists on him. 3.5 threes, man. Chef at the house, game 1, maybe. 3 turnovers for Curry as well, 37.5 PRA, 41 fantasy points, 4.5 free throws. I know you mentioned that on your first look video. That is a competitive basketball game. Steph Curry's going to have the ball in his hand. And if the Warriors hang on to a small lead in the fourth quarter, that hack a possession foul strategy could just be free throws for Steph Curry. And you mentioned those referees. You mentioned Draymond Green. And you mentioned Marcus Smart's history. Technical free throws might go to Mr. Curry, right? So maybe that is a soft landing spot for him at 4.5. Klay Thompson on the board, 3 threes for him, 19.5 real points, 31 fantasy points. Andrew Wiggins, him and Kevin Looney, big parts of that Mavs series. Wiggins opens up at 29 fantasy points, 1.5 assists, 1.5 blocks, 2.5 free throws. 1.5 turnovers. Draymond's on the board, 6 assists, probably the most interesting line for him. I thought you brought up a good point on the first look video where, and we talked about at the top of this stream, last series is not this series, right? Different game plan when you're attacking the Mavs. You know where their weaknesses is, and for the Mavs, it's been that front court, and guys like Green and Looney can play a different role. Well, against the Celtics, there's really not a gaping hole, and it's certainly not that front court defense. So in the tougher games, Draymond Green historically has certainly stepped up as a floor general and a playmaker. So I thought that 6 assists call might be a good one to target tonight. 2 blocks and steals for Draymond. Jordan Poole's on the board, 1.5 threes, 15.5 points, and then Kevin Looney. I'm really intrigued to see Looney's involvement in this series. because a lot of data on Looney historically, was not the results that we got in that Mavs series. But I do feel like Looney, and we talked about his contract going forward after this year. There's a lot of playing with spunk and a lot of motivation for him to continue to do well. But man, the matchup don't get much tougher than this one. So interested to hear your thoughts on his props here. But let's start at the tippy top, man. What is your favorite Steph Curry prop to target? Is it the assist prop or is it the free throw prop? My guess is free throws. And then what do you think about the other 8 props offered?
Yeah, so like I said, I think this could be a Steph game. He tends to come out really strong in the beginning of a series. And just that vet experience, and it's all that slander going around on the mainstream media about Steph not having a Finals MVP, and this is his last chance to get it, yada yada yada. But I think that would be even more of a reason to win here, and I think he's going to come out strong. It's a tough matchup, but like I said, I think it all comes down to how the Celtics treat him initially. Let's say the Celtics come out and say, we're not going to blitz you or double team you, and we're just going to stick to our traditional switch defense. And if they do that early on and Steph gets cooking, let's say he gets hot early, maybe, halftime they will switch to and double team him. With that said, this is all, theoretical, but with that said, I think you could consider first half props for Steph. He's been very efficient in the first half. He plays the entire first quarter. I think he's been crushing his first half fantasy at 20. So that's something you could think about as a first half prop if you want to pair it with other first half Celtics guys. And I think his points are in play, 26.5, and I think I really like his free throws, like you mentioned. And now his assists are definitely live, but that all hinges on how the Celtics treat him. Like I said, if they blitz him and double team him, and we just don't know. And so we're kind of just going blindfolded on this one, but it's kind of all just a gut feel. And I'm just gonna first game, and I think the Celtics will make adjustments probably going forward in game 2 and maybe even the second half. And then Dre, I like his assists because I think he's gonna have a real tough time. I mean, he already has a tough time scoring. But he's gonna even have a tougher time in this matchup, like you said. So I think he'll go back to distributor. And Wiggins and Poole, man, they're gonna have to really step up again. And like I said, Wiggins probably is gonna be the X factor. I think if out of anybody the Celtics might have problems with, it's gonna be him. Just because of his style of play. You saw how Jimmy Butler just would have those nuclear games. Wiggins pretty similar in that mid-range game, where they like to get to that 10 to 15 foot range and do those little hook shots or floaters. And the Celtics really have a hard time switching on that for some reason. More data on that, but it's something, listening to Celtics insiders, it's something that they're most concerned about and want to see how their defense reacts to Wiggins. Wiggins did not play in the one of the games against the Celtics during the regular season, so they don't have much to go off of defensively either, or tape when they played him. So I'm probably going to go with his fantasy points because he can get it done on defense too, and rack up rebounds, fantasy points, and then his 1.5 block steal because he will spend a lot of time on Tatum, and we know Tatum is a turnover machine in these playoffs. So I like his 1.5 block steal for a lower line. And Looney, I'm probably gonna hold off today. I want to see how he does, and I want to see how Steve handles these rotations with if the other 3 guys are active. So I'm probably gonna hold off on him, but his especially his offensive rebounding, and the Heat actually did really well on the offensive glass against the Celtics. Bam and Jimmy racked up a lot of offensive rebounds in that series, and PJ Tucker. So there is opportunity for Wiggins and Looney to get offensive rebounds and second chance putbacks. Um, and Draymond, I forgot to mention, besides his assists, his 3 turnovers, especially Mark Davis being official, more opportunity for offensive charges called on him, which he's known for errant passes when he tries to force plays. So you can consider that. But I'd probably go with his assists first and then the 3 turnovers. And the last one would be Clay, who I'm not real keen on at the moment. Just based on matchup, I think he's going to see a lot of Tatum and probably Jaylen Brown too. The length is going to make him hard to thrive with that mid-range game that he's been relying on. So, I mean, but it's the one prop you can maybe consider is his 3-point prop because he's at home. But yeah, I'm probably going to go light on him if at all. And yeah, Poole. Yeah, Poole's gonna have a tough time when he checks in. Like I said, he's gonna be going against Derek White, and Derek White is a very solid on-ball defender. And Poole's not gonna be able to get easy like he did against Dallas. And we saw what happened when he went against a lengthy athletic defense like Memphis. He basically became non-existent scoring wise. He could not get to the basket, which he really thrives on those fast cuts, change of speed and getting to the bucket when his 3-point shot's not falling. So I think his scoring could take a hit. With that said, so probably going to hold off on him. I consider his half steal because of the turnover rate of Jaylen Brown and Tatum, and he's been pretty active on defense and getting racking up steals. So probably the only prop I'd consider for him.
Anything on Kevin Looney?
I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off.
So you don't think 25 fantasy points against the Boston Celtics, man? Boy, oh boy! If this was a month ago, I'd put the whole PayPal account on the under, right? Jesus H, how one series could change the narrative on Kevin Looney.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I agree. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. We can add to the list under.
Oh no! Don't gun special me. I'm just saying, it's crazy how the series against the Mavs has really boosted his stock at this level. But I'm not knocking. I like rooting for him. He's fun. But yeah.
I mean, he had solid ceiling games against Memphis too. He's just as good interior defense and rebounding team than the Celtics.
Yeah. Gun Starland vocal band. You rocking 70s classics?
So
what?
The last time they played the Celtics in March, he dropped 33 fantasy points.
Who's that?
Looney.
Of course he did. Literally, of course he did. There was no. He probably has like 50 fantasy points in the last 10. Whatever. Kevin Looney, FTP by game log versus Celtics Let's go last 5 games here.
I think Draymond was out. Or he came off the bench. That's when Draymond came back from injury.
32, 27 minutes, 9, 8, 4, 1 and 2.
Steph got hurt that game.
That was on Austin 316. This is Kevin Looney just.
Oh yeah, and Wiggins was out. That was the game that Wiggins missed.
All right, so there was. Okay.
You got to take it with a grain of salt. But the Celtics were fully healthy. Like
he did play. I mean, he played 25 minutes. So only shot 2 for. Or no, that's okay. 27 minutes. I saw Otto shoot 2 for 10. I thought that was Looney.
He had he racked up the fouls like we said though. He had 5 fouls.
4 assists. Let's go, Looney.
He had. Majority of his 5 fouls were on Tatum, and Tatum went 11 to 12 from the free throw line.
Oh my goodness, Zeke, man, appreciate that sub. Welcome to the channel, chat. If you guys are lurking, you got me tabbed or something, you're not in the chat or whatever. I did post a poll in the YouTube chat. I'm curious to see what the field is thinking. Who do you guys think win tonight, Celtics or the Warriors? Straight up, right now it's looking like a majority of you guys are leaning Warriors tonight, which is in agreement with the spread. So I'm just curious. A lot of you guys came here talking some stuff about the Celtics, though. So I just wanted to see. I just wanted to read the room, see what the temperature is. We got plenty of time. Fill out your vote. It's a click of a button. Chris says Boston in 4. Let's go, Chris. AOD says I'm taking Looney under. The gun special locked. Son of a B. Wes says Josh's breakdown says Celtics all day and then Boston wins the series. That's just a self-loathing Warriors fan, bro. That's all that is. Josh is he's a pessimism. But I tell you what, you set low expectations and that way you're happily surprised.
Yep.
later in the day. Yeah, what up, Blacksmith? Warriors in 5 says Zeke. All right, bet. I think this is a really unique series because of how far the travel is between games too. Looney,
I think it's the best series we could have asked for in the finals, besides maybe Memphis and the Nets or something like that. But
Memphis and that would have been fun offensive game, sure. Maybe, man. I know it's so easy to forget the Suns after how they went out, but I was looking for Suns and Celtics, at the end of the regular season, and but I'll take the Warriors and Celtics. Why not? Hopefully it's competitive. I really do. I want to see a good basketball product to close out the season. Looney's going to match Time Lord minutes today. Hey, that may not be saying a whole lot, Kiefer, to be honest. But I would expect maybe 22, 25 minutes for both, I guess, as a conservative projection. But like we said, the Warriors have a real knack, especially if like Iguodala and Otto Porter are healthy. They have a real chance to go super small or small ball, Draymond at the 5, or if Draymond gets the old heave-ho, and play Warriors basketball, death lineup out there and go for it. And I think that, could one push Looney off the court and then also push, Time Lord off the court and the Celtics respond with a 3-guard set of their own. So plenty of different strategies and methods to be seen. Oh, thanks, man. Guys, I got a sub. So that's a big effing sub, bro. That's a literal foot long. Big Pino says, I kind of think Boston gets starstruck this game. Probably blew out this first one. Maybe. Celtics in 3. Oh, God. I don't even want to speculate how that happens. Josh, anything in the WNBA tonight? Doing a stream or chart? No stream for WNBA, or at least I don't think you're doing a stream for WNBA, but I know you put some picks at the end of this morning's first look video. But yeah, we'll probably. I mean, I don't want to speak on your behalf, but would you throw some of your WNBA picks in the YouTube member channel? You don't have to. I'm just asking.
I do it for every slate.
Yeah. All right. So, chat, if you don't know what we're talking about, if you guys look below this video, there's a join button. It's just for you to, supporting through the YouTube channel. It's like $5 a month at the low level. And then if you do that and jump in the free Discord, you link your Discord with your YouTube. And that will, in about an hour, they sync once an hour, should unlock these members only channels. And Josh has been posting, his props, his list of props, stuff like that. And then if I can help it, I'll mention all my baseball stuff. And usually I'll drop the baseball stuff and the free stuff too, but it's easy to get lost. Today my baseball schedule is going to be kind of tight, but I'm going to try. It's going to be kind of tight. Today's slate's kind of wishy-washy. But after this stream, I'll be on the Awesome Mode channel with my boy Terry talking tonight's baseball slate. So even if I can't list some of my favorite props, you can still maybe interact and chat over there and get some props to walk away with. But a good way to support the stream, support the channel, get something in return. And then it's completely free to just be in the Discord and in these channels anyway. And something that we've definitely been doing a little bit more regularly in the past week or two is the open voice chats. Josh pops in there. I'm in there every now and then. And we're building a really good community. So I'm excited to see how it grows into next season with the NFL and basketball season coming around. So, yeah. Somebody asked about this Yankees game. Underrated Sagun, what's up with that Yankee game rain delay? I need my Cortez K prop to cash, dang it. I don't know how long the delay is going to be. I know it's the 9th inning, so it's like so dumb for it to even still be happening, but I don't know. We'll see if they get the second game, and they're supposed to have a doubleheader today. Ben Taylor, man, appreciate the sub. Welcome to the channel. So, Josh, 60% of 48 voters think the Warriors win tonight.
I hope they're right.
Hope they're right. We're getting a lot of bots today. A
Love
lot.
it.
I mean, you gotta respect their persistence. They wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work, right?
Yeah.
What, 1% conversion? We have 153. One of y'all clicking these links. Stop it. Get some help. All right, Josh, I was fighting sex bots while you did your Warriors breakdown. I did catch Draymond assists, turnovers, Jordan Poole half a steal. What was our favorite Curry? Is it the free throws?
I would say free throws and then his points, and then you can consider his first half fantasy
Points and first
under
half.
the game.
Okay.
Celtics come out not doubling him, but then they switched and after halftime to more zone double team.
Yeah. Curry, Draymond, Jordan Poole, bet. Anything on Clay or nah? Or Wiggins?
Wiggins is fantasy and his 1.5 block steal.
Bet.
And Clay, I'm not super confident on, but I guess it would be his threes.
Okay. And then let's check out Underdog real quick. So what we might got on Golden State. Golden? If I type Golden? Yeah. Dude, I'm loving this. Alright, chat. If you're not an Underdog, I'll post a link in chat. They'll double your first deposit. The difference between them and PrizePicks mainly is that on a 5-pick play, you can 20x your buy-in instead of 10x, but they don't offer the flex option yet. So there's a higher risk but a higher reward. Looking at the top here for Wiggins, we don't get the block still prop there. We do get 30.45 fantasy, but I do believe that's slightly above. Yeah, that's slightly above what PrizePicks has. So if we want the over, we go over there. I wonder if they have more aggressive lines on Kevin Looney. 24.5 fantasy points on Kevin Looney over on Underdog, and PrizePicks is at 25. So it's the inverse. It's like I agree with Underdog a little bit more in that projection. Draymond's at 6 assists, 8.5 points, 29.35 fantasy points. All that stuff's pretty linear. Jordan Poole's half a steal. We like that. It's over there offered. Steph Curry's. We don't have free throws over there. We do have 5.5 assists over here. So a couple of lines that we can get a little bit linear too. And then one of the things that Underdog offers, in addition to the straight up prop stuff, is the rival. So it's kind of props meeting DFS. So here's a couple fun ones, Josh. For straight up points, you can get Grant Williams plus Jesus, these bots. Grant Williams plus 1.5 real points versus Derek White straight up. Jaylen Brown plus 1 rebound versus Tatum straight up. What else? What stands out here? Steph Curry PRA plus 2.5 versus Jason Tatum straight up. Steph Curry plus half a point. You get the hook versus Tatum straight up. All these seem pretty close. Let's see. Points and rebounds for Draymond plus 3.5 versus Al Horford. Tatum plus 1 assist versus Draymond. That's fun. And Horford versus Wiggins, 3-pointers made. Straight up, no handicap. And then Looney versus Time Lord for rebounds. And Time Lord is at plus 3. That's intriguing, especially if we kind of adopt the Looney plays every minute, Time Lord does approach, man. They could be a lot closer than we think, but I think a lot's being no knock on Looney for sure. He's a great rebounder, but he definitely had a super soft matchup that maybe changed the perception, and a lot of that was offensive rebounds. So I think Robert Williams could definitely be a pushback to that, but their rivals are pretty well set here. But this is a fun little game mode that they offer. I like this a lot more in the regular season. Obviously, same with everything. There's just way more options, but it's still fun nonetheless to maybe attach some of these to our straight up prop stuff if we want to further correlate some of our picks here. So let's recap what we got. Chat, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. I think my Warriors list a little shorter than yours because of the great bot war of 2022 that's happening in my chat right now. Bro, I'm not. It feels like 8 to 10 bots we've had to ban since the start of this stream. But for the Warriors, I caught Steph Curry 4.5 free throws made, points the point prop, the first half fantasy. We got Draymond Green assist and or turnovers, Jordan Poole half a steal, Andrew Wiggins 1.5 block steals fantasy. I left Clay off the mix, and then looking back at what we were discussing for the Celtics, Tatum 26.5 points, 6.5 free throws, Brown 6.5 rebounds, Smart 5.5 assists, 1.5 block steals, and then first half fantasy or first half props for Robert Williams at 11.5 fantasy. Derek White 8.5 first half fantasy points, and then full game half a steal, and then 2.5 rebounds. So, sound right to you?
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
Great. So what we'll do is, I guess, between now and the tip off here, I know you're gonna carve out your list here, get a little bit more tidy, a little bit more news appropriate. We still have some news that we're waiting on, though I think most everybody on this list or everybody on the injury report is going to play. I will say there's a chance Robert Williams doesn't, but I'm leaning more so him being in. And then as that stuff starts to develop, we'll tighten up the prop detector, and Josh will post that in the Gundecker Gaming Discord. And you guys can get into that in that YouTube members channel. And then, are you doing anything else special? Are you doing any voice chat or anything like that?
Yeah. What time is the WNBA game?
Are you asking the wrong guy, young blood?
It is. It's at 7, or I guess 10 Eastern.
Okay, 10 Eastern.
Yeah.
The WNBA. Okay, 7 your time.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes so much more sense. I'm tripping.
No, yeah, 10 Eastern. So that's
Yeah.
my time.
No, I didn't, like, in my mind. I just thought it was like an East Coast game, but obviously it's not.
Speaking of that, I think if you want a couple plays that I had early lean on for that.
WNBA. Here we go, chat.
We just saw this matchup 2 days ago, so recent data and pretty familiar with it. But Asia Wilson.
Bro, these spots are relentless, bro. How do
I Las Vegas?
Is there maybe I gotta put slow mode on? I don't even know how. We're about to put members only mode on, chat. That's like, if the sex bots want to buy a subscription, then F it. Anyway, I'm sorry. WNBA props.
Yeah, Asia Wilson for Vegas, her PRA 26.5 or her 3.5 free throws. And then Alyssa Thomas, her fantasy, her 30.5 or 2 turnovers. And that's probably the 2 strongest leans right now. And then there's some other plays that'll add in later, like Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, and Jackie Young. But those are the 2 main ones right now.
Jackie. Sheriff says, anybody know how to link? Yeah. If you just YouTube search link Discord to YouTube, there's a couple videos that pop right up. It's a really simple thing. Basically, you go to user settings and click connections and get it done. If you can't find a video, DM me. I'll get it to you. There was some issues over the last couple days where the link wasn't working, but I think I've just resolved that. Not the link, but some of the syncs wasn't happening correctly. Basically, what happens is, like, once an hour, Discord and YouTube like sync. So when you connect your YouTube to your Discord, it may not happen instantly, but if you check back in an hour, it should be. And if it isn't, you can hit me up and I'll try to manually override it. I'm reporting them as well. Yeah, Emerson, it's thick today. They are out and about. And YouTube is one of the biggest powerhouses in the world, man. I don't know. I would assume they have a resolution, but this has been a couple weeks now. It's not just me. Whenever on the Osmo stream, they pop up there too. And my best recourse to maybe decreasing it is putting the chat in subscriber only mode. But then they just sub and do it anyway. So I'll do a little bit more digging. I'd hate to alienate new subscribers. Put in like a time period before writing. So I don't want that to ever be an option. I'd just rather arm more of you guys with moderator privileges and fight back. But it's wild how often they're dropping here. They added rebounds, assist props for NBA too. Points and rebounds and points and assists. Oh, for PrizePicks?
Oh man, rebounds and assists is perfect for Dre. That's all he does.
Oh yeah, they did.
Hey, I like that Dre's 12.5 rebound assists.
Okay. Yeah, that's intriguing. Yo, PrizePicks just be adding stuff without any announcement. Dude, there's a lot. There's a lot to get on Draymond right now. So 12.5 points, rebounds and assists. All right, yeah. I guess you got to do some more digging here.
Oh, yeah, Derek White 5 rebound assists is pretty nice too.
That is nice. All right, there we go. All right, hey chat. In about 20 minutes, I'm gonna make the Awesome channel.
Wait, I got two packs open.
2 packs. Okay.
Honor of game 1.
All right. Well,
Is that cool?
Let me big screen you, and let's hurry it up.
I got.
And then after the packs, I'll close the poll. See where we land.
Illusion.
All right.
I'm gonna open the illusion first.
Illusion. And I gotta work on this sub. And mute my
Chris
mic
Paul?
and open it. Chris Paul, let's go. What is the Suns version? Let's go. Is it this season?
Yeah. Boucher. Oh, LeBron Blue Hollow.
Oh, dude, that thing used to be worth so much.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
This is a sick card.
Mystique.
It's see-through too.
Oh, that is pretty clean.
Steph, man, it's a sign. Desmond Bain rookie.
Darn it. What if it was like Dylan Brooks card? What would you do?
I'd be pissed.
Really?
So this is select.
Bro, it didn't come with mustard or mayonnaise? It's just ranch? Babe, are you watching? I think she's outside reading a book. Yeah.
Okay. We have these cards are
Levine.
a lot of reflection. Oh, Draymond Green.
Let's go. Bro, what kind of sub is this?
Oh, it's a pretty nice prism. Morant.
Looks like turkey. Let's go. Oh, that is clean. Yo, how much was that pack? Those look like...
This was $90 for the box.
God
I bought a box
dang,
today.
Josh, you were...
Oh man.
The commitment to the pack opening is real with you.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
We got a LaMelo rookie prism.
What?
Multi-tricolor.
LaMelo rookie.
Numbered. It's numbered. I'm pretty sure this is worth a lot, bro. I'll have to look it up on eBay.
I'll look it up. What's
It's
the number?
63. It's
Out of how many?
109.
109.
It's the multicolor prism rookie select.
Is it Panini?
The teal white.
Wait, rookie. Hold on, let me say it again.
It's a select prism rookie LaMelo tricolor teal white.
Tricolor teal white. This one. Let me see the card, what it looks like. I think it's this one. Somebody, I mean, it's not saying it's worth that, but somebody's listed it right now for $1,000 on eBay.
1,000?
Yeah, but I mean that's never really like the, But that's a heck of a pull. You need to put that in plastic right now.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Sports Card Pro. Let's see.
I mean, LaMelo's like probably one of the hardest. Like he's really hard to get in packs. He's kind of like when Luka was around when his rookie year.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at some. According to SportsCardPro.com, a PSA 10 version of that market value is $280.
Okay, so it's like double what the box was.
Well, it's on average. And then that same card sold for like $350 last year. So yeah, you made a profit if you're trying to flip, but you might hold on to that.
I'm just gonna hold on to it, but it cook.
Nice.
All right, cool, man. That was a sick pull, dude.
Yeah, that was fun. You freaked out there. You know, not quite as animated as that kid, but hey man, you know, what are you gonna do? We just gotta make you a pack opening series or something. Be one of
Yeah,
those.
I enjoy watching them on YouTube.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna
There's
close
like
the
a couple
poll.
channels.
64% of you guys got Warriors winning tonight. That's cool. That's cool. Twitter.com/Gundacker for me, and then Josh has launched a new Twitter so that his nerdy scientist friends don't make fun of him. What is that? Prop_science.
Yep.
So go follow Josh, and then get in the free Discord. Links in the description below. I am gonna go eat this sub real fast, drink some water, and then I'm gonna talk some baseball with the homie Terry. So that's our day. But get in the Discord. It might be a voice chat. Definitely gonna be a voice chat. It's gonna be some prop picks and stuff like that. And then I'll also have the RunDFS.com player pool for baseball tonight set up as well. So lots of great stuff, man. I appreciate you guys giving us part of your day. Tell somebody out there you love them. Hopefully you enjoy some basketball tonight. And
Wait,
yeah.
what's the gun special before we go?
The gun special is under 3.5 minutes that I eat this sandwich and get ready for more work, right?
Okay.
Sheriff says, not sure what's more interesting, what's in gun sub or the pack opening. I don't know what's in it. My girl just got it. It looks like turkey, but I don't know. Anyway, shout out. See you guys later. Is there a WNBA stream tomorrow? There's a baseball stream tomorrow for sure. A WNBA stream tomorrow on this channel. So
yeah, it's a four game slate. Yeah, for sure.
You're vibing. All right, chat. I love you guys. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money. Oh, bro, I'm about to eat this sandwich so MF hard. Look at Josh with the rookie LaMelo. You got a plastic case for it?
Yeah, I just put it in it.
Nice.
That's sick, dude.
That's pretty cool.
Oh man, so back on card collecting now. It's not good.
I like it, but like I don't get the expensive ones. I just enjoy memory lane with flavors.
Well, here's the thing: is like, it's so hard to find the retail now because all these.
Oh yeah, guys buy them up and store them.
Yeah, they buy them. Yep, they just go and buy them up, and like now Target will like set a 5 limit on each of the packs. So people were just buying and just like emptying the shelves right when they restock.
It's like real life NFTs.
Yep. Alright, good luck with your stream, man.
Alright, bro. Catch you later.